Eve of the Youth Day. We have details in this report compiled by Lucy Liengo, who was at the Beseke ceremonial ground.
Over 7,904 students and people marched past the Beseke ceremonial ground in the Douala 1 subdivision, marking the 57th edition of the National Youth Day. 50 primary schools, 50 secondary schools, 21 professional institutions, and 12 associations, amongst others, were all present. In the presence of the governor of the Littoral region, Samuel Ivahadibua, and other administrative officials, the students and pupils chanted songs of unity and patriotism. The youth who carefully followed the president's speech had different observations. Kwate Steve, a young entrepreneur, thinks the educational system in Cameroon does not encourage the youth to be entrepreneurs.
The educational system is not really favorizing the entrepreneurial activity of a youth. Yeah, because at times in school they just focus on school, but in some universities like the university where I am, they also focus on entrepreneurship apart. That's why there are some entrepreneurship activities like a business plan challenge or a boot camp which are organized, which can be something that our country can also organize for our youth in order for them to create the entrepreneurship power and value in them.
While some say youths after studying stay at home with their diplomas without jobs.
When we go out there, if you don't have a relation, if you don't have connections, you might not have a job. So they stay, some persons after having their diplomas, they stay back at home. Reason for the fact that if you go and deposit your document there, you won't have a job because you don't have a relation, you don't have a family member in this particular job area.
Many youths outside here have everything as certificate, but no job no job opportunity for them to go there. Not because they are not willing to, of course they are willing to, but everywhere you go and put their certificate, no, so it's very discouraging.
After listening to the president's speech on the impact of the internet on youth, Kwate Steve has a different view.
He also said the internet was a treat to youth. I think it depends on the way we use the internet, because for others, when you use the internet, you can find good things about it, but when you use it badly, it's not really good. You cannot really see what the good about the internet. So it depends on the way you use the internet. That's how the internet will work, about how the internet will, in fact, impact you.
The 57th edition of the National Youth Day had as theme moral, civic, entrepreneurial rearmament of young people through exaltation of patriotism, peace, creativity, and Cameroonian living together.
That was the Douala 1 subdivision. By the Douala 4 municipality, we spoke to administrative authorities, parents, and educationists on the do's and the don'ts of young people. In the following report, they tell us what young people should avoid, but also what they should do in order to ensure their well-being and success. The explicit report is compiled by our staff man, Babila Jonathan.
As they parade the streets of Bonaberi in the Douala 4 subdivision on Youth Day, authorities, educationists, parents are all expecting them to show proof of virtues for the development, growth and well-being of the nation and her people.
I want my youth to be vigilant. They should be vigilant, they should be responsible, and they should work hard, because tomorrow they will be the one to replace us.
We want youth to become responsible. Let them avoid consuming drugs, alcohol. Let our youth keep aside indiscipline. Let them keep aside violence in school milieu, and let them think. Let them have the spirit of creativity in order to take ourselves in charge and to bring our country up.
They are also called to uphold the right side of community life to ensure success in their education and future careers.
The youth are called upon to be moral, to be enterprising for a united Cameroon. Discipline and hard work always produces something very good. The end result is always positive. The teachers should stand firm on their disciplinary measures and maintain it.
These are some of the highlights of what President Paul Biya told the young people February 10.
To me, I think he spoke like a father to his children.
Some of them who spoke to us declared their commitment to do better for a better future, for a better nation.
Away from the very formal nature of the festivities marking the 57th National Youth Day in the city of Douala, there were also some particular scenes that drew the attention of our reporter Lucia Liengo, who was at the Beseke ceremonial ground, the other side of 11 February 2023 in the city of Douala, is compiled in her report.
The Beseke ceremonial ground, sellers of various items could be seen. Those selling water, juice, ice cream, bread, hurried to market their goods, while some students who were not in uniform, black shoe, white socks, were being sent away by their teachers. They sat under the sun, observing their mates as they marched past the ceremonial ground. People who came from different localities struggled to have a seat on the floor just to have a look of every activity. A nursing mother joined the crowd. Meantime, a religious group seized the opportunity to preach to the youth and carried out evangelism. A young Cameroonian and internally displaced says he is not opportune to go to school, thus he is forced to sell. He markets his goods so as to earn a living. The harsh weather condition and heat made some students take off their shoes, while those who were smartly dressed tried to maintain their beauty to the end of the ceremony.
It wasn't only about the economic capital city Douala, but also in the Northwest Regional Chief Town, Babmenda, that is the headquarters of the Northwest region of Cameroon, where youth turn out in their numbers to commemorate the 57th National Youth Day. We shall subsequently be coming to the reports compiled by our Northwest Regional Chief Town correspondent, Mbustela, who in her report focused on the plight of internally displaced persons of the armed conflict in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. But now, the Youth Day came after the message or the address to young people in Cameroon from the father of the nation, President Paul Biya. In his message, he called on Cameroonian youth to prioritize self-employment by making use of sectors such as ICT, art and agriculture. An extract of the president's speech that drew the attention of our reporter Immaculate Fogwe is compiled in this report.
Speaking during his traditional February 10th message to youths, President Paul Biya urges youths to shun all deviant behaviors, including drug consumption, which is gaining grounds in school milieux.
I also urge you to shun deviant behaviors which are becoming rife in our society. Regrettably, such is the case in schools where incivility, substance abuse, assault, and many other excesses are increasingly becoming commonplace. Such behaviors should be prohibited.
He further invites youths to seize all opportunities offered by the digital world while encouraging them to be more creative. He, however, calls on youths not to misuse the internet.
I encourage you to keep up with the times and use digital and technological advancements to improve your living conditions and those of your fellow citizens in the real world. You should also resist the temptation to seek refuge in the virtual.
The head of state equally highlights the importance of education. He says this is the best way of acquiring skills needed for the job market.
Your education is your professional integration and development of your full potential. To that end, I will, as in the past, prioritize the development of our educational system with further emphasis on professionalization.
In addition, he highlights the prescribed 3-year plan announced in 2016, which according to him is already bearing fruits as over 11,000 youth projects have been financed. The 57th edition of the Youth Day celebration is commemorated under the theme Youth, Moral, Civic, Entrepreneurship, Rearmament, a guarantee for discipline in building a united and prosperous Cameroon.
You know, the message of the President of the Republic came on the eve of the Youth Day, which was rather difficult for some families and friends of individuals working at the CDC farm in Mondoni in Tiko subdivision, Fako of the southwest region of Cameroon. Even before the message of the head of state, reports came in that at least 5 persons got shot and killed by suspected separatist fighters in an attack. Reports say that the individuals were on board a vehicle going to the farm or coming back from the farm when they were ambushed by suspected separatist fighters, shot and 5 persons killed. Several others got wounded, were rushed to the CDC Cottage Hospital. However, in the release today, the Cameroon Development Corporation gave some details on what transpired, also coming back to the fact that the individuals killed were working for an individual who is owner of the plantation concerned. We shall be coming back to this in subsequent editions of news on Équinoxe Radio, but also on Équinoxe Television. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we had chance for as far as news is concerned. Stay with the best of radio. Christine Bobanda, have a nice evening.
Also have a wonderful weekend from me and Strong Sanda. Et c'est la fin de ce journal. Merci de votre fidélité.